Hey guys, Tyler here, and this is the second episode in a series of videos talking about the Traitor Guard, also known as Renegades and Heretics for Warhammer 40k. In this episode, we're going to be talking about their HQ choices. Some of these were already mentioned in the previous video, which I might redo, because its resolution was pretty garbage. But this is the video just on them, so there might be some vague overlap, but okay. First up, we got the Renegade Commander. 3 power points. I think he's like 30 points. I forget. But he has an okay stat line. He's just like slightly better than a normal guy. Good wound, because he got more wounds and okay ballistic skill, weapon skill. Doesn't move very far. This guy, you basically need him to be your warlord to get any of these chaos covenants. So if you're not just going to do Renegades and Heretics, just like a silly little side thing to your main army to get like snipers or something, you're basically going to have this guy as your warlord then to get those good traits. He has the normal stuff that characters in this army can take, which is they can have a las gun type gun, which is auto gun or las gun, a pistol, and a brutal assault weapon, or like a shotgun. That's basically the only stuff they can get. They cannot get any of the special weapons or anything like that, but they can take like power swords and stuff. So some of those are pretty cool. And he also has frag grenades. So he can take any of those guns, and he can take some of those melee weapons. He has the uncertain worth rule, which we talked about before. Fanatic, which actually a lot of the models have, and basically it's you get to roll 2d6 when determining the unit's uncertain worth. Choose the highest of the 2 rolls. In addition, add 3 to the roll instead of 2. So basically, he's going to have better leadership than the other guys, and this is one of the ways where they boost leadership. And he has an invulnerable save, which is always nice. So if people are just shooting lasers and crap at him, he might live. I mean like big lasers, not the small kind. So next HQ choice, both these other guys, I sort of talked about them in the last video vaguely, but both of them are Psychers. The first one, you got the Malefic Lord. Slightly better stat line than the guy above. He has actually fixed leadership. I didn't know he had that. I guess both of those guys have it. So good leadership, okay attacks, just okay stat line guy for his price. Well, now he's 30 instead of 80 points, so not as good. Not really that good, but I mean, he's okay. If you need one guy to fill a space in a transport or something, he's okay. His melee attack sucks, but what he does, he's a psyker. So, you can use him to cast your psychic powers or smite, and he can deny them. His 2 special things, he has a 4+ invulnerable save, which is pretty nice. And so if crazy stuff's shooting at him, he might be able to live. Now, his weird thing that's really not that useful, but it's like pretty cool when it happens, is Warp Possession. Basically, he perils himself. So he's going to take some damage to his wounds. So he's going to already be hurt then, so it's not that amazing. But he hits on a 2+ then. Strength goes to 8, he hits 5 attacks, and then his attacks have -2 armor penetration and 2 damage. So basically he turns into like a mini demon prince. It's pretty cool. Alright, and then the one other HQ choice, which is actually a few people, is the Rogue Psyker Coven. So you can't modify how many you have unless you take another one. It's 5 straight guys, 20 points of peace form, so 100 points overall. They have basically the standard militia stat line, but they have 8 leadership and 3 wounds instead. So really 20 points, not really that good of a deal, but okay at one. They have a 5+ invulnerable save. Invulnerable save is always nice, and the main reason you take them is for their Choir of Chaos ability, which basically says that when you take a psychic test or when you try to deny the opponent's psychic test, you get to roll 3 dice. It's not pick the 2 highest dice. It's you get to use all 3 dice. But at the end of it, and they suffer D3 mortal wounds. And if they all die, it doesn't work. But you have a lot of wounds, so it doesn't really matter. But what you use them for is, so if you want to get your vigorous unnatural vigor psychic power to go off to get all your cheap troops to reroll failed charges and hits and wounds in the fight phase. You use these guys because they're going to get it way easier than the Malefic Lord, and they're only 20 more points for way more wounds and everything. One thing to note though is they only know one of their psychic powers, while the Malefic Lord knows 2 psychic powers. Yeah. And they have a weird thing right here, but that's not that important. Yeah, so that's the 8 Q choices for them. You know, nothing special, but they all sort of have their own purposes and roles. Next video, I'm probably going to talk about the elite choices, because all the elite choices are in the book, and none of them are actually in the list of extra stuff they can take. So I'm probably going to do that next, followed by the stuff that I'll actually have to look out of the book for too. Or no, I'll do troops next, and then the elites. Yep, so thank you for watching. If you have any constructive criticism, please let me know. And thank you, and have a good time from now on, please. Yes, thank you.